Hello and welcome to my first YouTube video here on my new channel. This is a hour of Devastation AKH Draft. I'm recording this about 6 weeks deep in the format, so take that for what you will. This is about the time where people figured out that blue-red spells and the multicolored green decks are about the best in the format, and they've caught on, and so those decks are pretty overdrafted. Now, excuse me, lucky us, we've got a Scorpion God here. Windmill Slam, bomb first pick here. If Scorpion God were not in the pack, the cards I'm looking at in consideration are also in the red-black family. I think Burning Fist Minotaur is a fantastic uncommon here. I'm not sure if I would take it over Torment of Venom, which I do think is the better removal spell, versus Puncturing Blow. There's also a Resolute Survivors, or as I call it on my stream, David Hasselhoff, because he is a true survivor. But all of those cards pale in comparison to the Scorpion God. But I do think it would be between Burning Fist Minotaur and Torment of Venom for me if the card was not there. The good thing about this is that we are probably going to wheel a card for these colors if we do end up wanting to be black-red. But we might end up being, you know, some subset of red X or black X and be splashing for the other half of the Scorpion God. Alright, so here in pick 2, I think it's pretty, again, straightforward pick in Struggle to Survive. If Struggle to Survive were not here, I mean, Struggle is just a fantastic premium removal spell, scales with the game, and Survive is actually a real card that you want to be casting a lot of the time. Removes Embalmers or Eternalizers from the yard, removes Aftermath cards from the yard, etc. Sunset Pyramid would probably be my pick behind Struggle if it were not here, and that's just because I value card draw, especially in non-blue decks. I think Sunset Pyramid is fantastic. It's going to go in any deck that we play. And of course, Vizier of the Anointed is another fantastic uncommon, really high power level, very efficient, etc., etc. Wall is also nice too, but 3 really good uncommons here. Also Kenra Scrapper, be pretty nice. Less confident about something wheeling for us out of this pack, but still just takes Struggle to Survive. Nice that we get to grab the best card out of the pack. Now, if you watch my stream, you know that I do love Imminent Doom, but I do think that Imminent Doom does just belong in a blue-red spells deck. That's where you get the most bang for your 1-drop buck, and that's really what you do need to turn this card on. So for those of you who haven't played with Imminent Doom, basically it comes into play, and then when you cast a 1-drop, you deal a damage to something, and it ticks up. And then you cast a 2-drop, you deal 2 damage to something, ticks up, 3-drop, so on. Does not need much to happen for that card to take over the game. I'm going to grab Torment of Venom here. Not only do the -1/-1 counter synergy with the Scorpion God, but again, it's just a premium removal spell that's going to go in our deck. I think a black-red control deck with a lot of removal is also very viable in this format, so I'm going to just snap that up here. Yep, alright. I'm just probably going to take another Torment of Venom, though I think this is a bit of a turning point in taking Sunset Pyramid. Again, you'd want card draw in this deck, especially if we are going a black-red, just removal-heavy version. We are going to need a card like Sunset Pyramid to get ahead, but I don't think I can pass up on a second Torment of Venom here. Ooh, I'm not sure, though. I'm kind of talking myself into taking the Sunset Pyramid. There's really not much else to discuss. We've seen this Kenra Eternal in the last 3 packs. The card is just not good. It's not exciting, and it's not good. Sort of doesn't really have a home because black isn't generally trying to be very aggressive, except in like a version of the black-white zombies deck. Oh boy, I'm sort of like a little worried about passing a black signal, but the more I look at it, the more I think I gotta take the Sunset Pyramid. I'd be very interested to see what viewers think of that pick and how I feel about that pick as the deck plays out. I'm gonna grab Vile Manifestation here. Now, I know what you're thinking. We don't have any cyclers right now, but let's look at the rest of this pack and what it's offering us. Thorned Moloch, Frontline Devastator, and Moaning Wall, all cards for the colors that we're currently in. And Manolith as a ramp/fixer, which is not irrelevant. But Vile Manifestation, I think, is kind of a signal that the blue-black cycling deck might be open. And there's a very real chance that we could just go black-blue and splash the red for the stuff that we have. I also think Vile Manifestation is just fine. Like, we're going to pick up some things that have cycling. We're going to pick up some deserts. We're going to pick up some, whatever, lurching rot beasts maybe. We'll figure it out. This card will not be embarrassing. And it can really do a lot of work on the other end of things. So here, I think I'm just going to grab a red desert. There's a lot of good red here, which is encouraging considering we've seen a lot of black but not a lot of red. Manticore Eternal is fine. Firebrand Archer, fine, but I think more so in an aggressively bent deck. And Chandra's Defeat would be great and would probably be the pick for me if I wasn't taking the Red Desert here, honestly, over the other two red cards, just because it's a fantastic card out of the sideboard, and I don't anticipate us being short on playables here. Scrounger of Souls is another card that I really like in a lot of black-based decks, and I'd be happy to have one in the deck at some point, but I think we'll be able to get one later. I just think Incidental Life Gain is something that you want to have in your deck somewhere. Wow. Well, this is just great. I'm glad I PayPal'd everyone who's in this draft league with me to ship me a great black-red deck. But a Fervent Paincaster 7th is a really nice signal that red is a place to be. I can't imagine why this card would be going so late. It's really, really good. A repeatable way to punish X1s in the format is really fantastic. So I'm thrilled to see that go so late. I guess red is just set up with a lot of great uncommons with Sand Strangler and a Braid, and I think maybe some people think that Burning Fist Minotaur is better than this card. I am not in that position currently, but I could see myself getting there at some point in this format. So here I think we've got an option to grab a Manolith, though it looks like at this point we're pretty solidly red-black, though I guess we could drop the Torment, be red, splash black. We could drop... I don't know. I kind of want to be pretty solidly red-black, so I'm not crazy about taking Manolith. I think I'm just going to take this Lurching Rot Beast. Again, 1 mana cycler for Vile Man and any other future cycling payoffs we have, and 4 mana 4/2 is not embarrassing, so I'm going to grab that guy and plop him right in there. Alright, so things we thought would probably wheel from our first pack. I actually don't quite remember because I was just staring at that Scorpion God. Oh no, I remember. We talked about, what, Burning Fist Minotaur, Puncturing Blow, Torment of Venom, yada yada yada. None of those things came around, not surprisingly. I really do not like Granitic Titan. It's not the kind of top end that I want, and it's certainly not the kind of like cycling I want for Vile Man. So I'll just grab a Kenra Eternal, but it's probably going in the sideboard for now. We're pretty hooked up on playables. I will grab this Wall. I think Wall slots in really nicely in this red-black control version of the deck that I think we're headed towards. So I'll snap that up here. We'll grab some Deserts later. Wow, an Imminent Doom Wheel as well. I'll take it. Again, I don't know how likely we are to be able to make it work, but I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for some Crash Throughs and the like. In red-black, I guess Supernatural Stamina is a card. Moaning Wall is a card that could make the deck. Well, it's certainly like our spot right now at the end of Pack 1. So we'll see where things get headed. We did pass a couple Torments, right? We did take that second Torment over the Sunset Pyramid, but given where we are with removal, with the Scorpion God, the Torment, the Struggle, and the Paincaster, I gotta say I'm pretty happy to see this in our deck. Well, there is another one though. I am not excited by Doomfall at all, though I have seen people play it more and more these days. I'm still not really considering taking it here. Now thinking, well, I do certainly wish that I had 2 Tormented Venoms and then could grab the Sunset Pyramid here. I also could just take Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. I'm really not sure about the second Sunset Pyramid. Feels like the second one gets a lot worse. And if we can grab a couple more deserts, these walls are going to be nice. And Black-Red's going to want walls in general for Wretched Camel, Sand Strangler. We're probably not going to see. If near dead lands, we might see. So I'm going to grab Wall here. Okay, this is a pretty interesting pick. I like Razaketh's Right a lot, especially with Scorpion God. So I think I'm going to grab that here, right? It's a pretty non-impactful card to your deck because you can just cycle it away for 1 black. Has a mild synergy with our Vile Manifestation here. And being able to have a second copy of our Bomb Mythic Rare seems pretty decent. I am eyeing that Crash Through for our Imminent Doom, but I think there's no reason to go crazy to jam this card in our deck right now, but certainly thinking about it. Passing up another Doomfall here. Ruin Rat would probably be my pick behind the right, just because I don't really want to have to take Crash Through second. And certainly we're still on the lookout for some deserts in our life. Ooh, why do you got to do this to me, huh? I think I will grab Torment over Desert number 2. Yeah, I think we just want that removal, even though the walls are in our deck right now. They could come out. We could replace them with Chimera Eternals if we don't quite get there on deserts. And I just think the Torments are so good in multiples, and especially the counter synergies with Scorpion God, etc., etc. So I think I would go Torment, Desert, and then probably grab Magmaroth. Not thrilled about having a Magmaroth in this deck, to be quite honest with you. Interesting. I actually think this is a deck where Torment of Scarabs works quite well. I think in a sort of control removal based deck, it provides some inevitability that the deck sometimes lacks. I mean, Scorpion God can get us there for sure, but Torment Scarab seems fun. I haven't played with the card in a while also. And we could take a Puncturing Blow as just another removal spell, but let's have some fun. I also think the Torments stack pretty well. Oh my god, another Imminent Doom. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Could this other one wheel if the other one did? I think it could. I'm going to grab Black Desert here. But thinking about those Dooms, god. The double Imminent Doom deck. Wow, and another Desert of the Glorified. That's a huge pickup for us right here, considering we have 2 walls and that we took a couple Torments over some Deserts. I'll grab the Desert of the Glorified here and be pretty happy with it. Oh, wow, yeah. Definitely going to grab a 4th Desert here. They're making walls better. They're making our Vile Manifestation better. I don't need a second Razaketh's Right. Though I probably would take it here. Again, just 1 mana cycling is just fine. But hopefully we can grab... We've now got enough... Okay. Alright, Crash Through number 1. Get in. If we can get that other one and we grab a Supernatural Stamina, I think Imminent Doom is going to pop itself into this deck. Definitely going to grab Crash Through here over Manalith. And put it in. It's also just a 1-mana card that digs us. I'll grab Manalith here. It does turn on a splash. It's also another 3-drop for Imminent Doom if this, I think it's in this next pack if this Crash Through wheels. Probably can move Razaketh's Right to the sideboard. So I sort of like have a, I don't know, a system that doesn't quite make a lot of sense, but I put all my playables in, cards that I'm... Okay, there it is. Well, that's getting me pretty close. Pretty close to playing this Imminent Doom, I'm going to tell you. And a Traveler's Amulet? Yep, we're doing it. Okay. And now we really can splash something with Traveler's Amulet and Manalith. Wow, does the other Imminent Doom wheel? That's what I wonder. Oh, boy. This is one of the spiciest decks I've ever had, I think. What I was saying is so I put all my playables in this main part of the screen. And I put all my lands in the first column here. And then I sort of have the other columns delineated to cards that might make my deck, cards that are unlikely to make my deck, and then cards that are certainly not making my deck. So like Scrounger can go here. But actually really like these should be like, these are like my, this is like my on deck. Ah, didn't wheel. Didn't wheel. There's Jace's Defeat. Alright, 1 Imminent Doom is fine, probably. Probably fine. But if we can grab a Stamina, I think we're going to really be doing it here. Yeah, this is really my on-deck pile, and then like the if I have to pile. Welp. This is certainly not an on-crop Crasher deck. This is, in fact, though, a Cruel Reality deck. That's going to probably tip the scales to Manalith for me. 1, it's another 3-drop for Doom, but 2, it is just a bomb 7-drop. And I thought it was a bomb in Amonkhet, and the format has slowed down even more, so we're just going to grab Cruel Reality and slam it in there. How many mythics are good for a deck, you know? So we'll grab Cruel Reality here, a card I always have trouble saying. And we'll certainly wheel something out of this pack. We may not want to play that something, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the cards in the pack that we're leaving behind are red-black. The Crasher won't be here. The Final Reward won't be here, but the rest of these cards are pretty poopy, so we should be able to grab one. Well, the Hex Croc is, of course, the best card in the pack by significant margin. Trial of Solidarity has gotten much worse. Could take Trespasser's Curse, as we are sort of building a sort of enchantment-y, prison-y deck. Protection of the Heckmaw slots in there. Remember, we are going to have access to a splash if we want it. But our creature count is quite low, though none of these creatures are really helping us in that respect. And we do have, like, we can bring in Moaning Wall. We can play that. We almost certainly are going to want to play Scrounger of Souls now that I'm looking at how this deck is shaking out. But it doesn't quite help me with what I'm going to take here out of this pack. And I think it's probably just going to be Unburden. I don't think Pathmaker Initiate is really doing it in this deck. I also don't think I'm likely to main deck Unburden, but it's a fine sideboard card, and if we end up getting sharked for playables here, then we can bring it in. Alright, I was hoping I wasn't going to be put to this test. And the test is between Splendid Agony and Wander in Death. Now, Splendid Agony, I do believe, is the second best black common in Amonkhet, second to Cartouche of Ambition. Wander in Death is not that important for us at the moment, I don't think. I think that the Splendid Agony is going to be better for us. It's just so punishing to opposing decks. And we've got 7 creatures, and one of them comes back on its own. So I don't think we need the Wander in Death right here, unfortunately. And we can also get Wanders kind of late if people aren't on them, whereas Splendid Agonies are not going to go that late. Okay, well, seems pretty decent to grab a black Cartouche. Cartouche of Ambition on Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs is also fantastic to gain you life, or Fervent Paincaster. But yeah, just grab black Cartouche. This is just about the most perfect draft I could imagine. We are a little creature light, but I'm not super concerned with that. As we've got a lot of options in the board, and we really can stop with the crash through Imminent Doom nonsense if we want to just play some Kenra Eternals instead. Here, I don't anticipate playing Fling or Brute Strength or Unburden or Sunscorched Desert, so none of these cards are likely to make the deck for me. But I guess a copy of... I don't even know. I guess just a Brute Strength is fine for the board. I think we're going to be pretty okay on playables, and we're looking at a Scarab Feast and a Festering Mummy as possible includes, but we could also just take a Grasping Dunes, a sort of mini if near Deadlands. That's a card worth splashing, I'd say. So now let's take a look at this. We've got Razaket's Right, we've got Lurching Rot Beast, we've got Vile Manifestation. That's 3 cyclers. And then we've got 4 cycling lands. So that's 7 cyclers. Doesn't need too much more to make Drakehaven good. I've already got a Manolith and a Traveler's Amulet to play it. And yeah, I'm going to take it here. Certainly over... I mean, Cursed Minotaur is not exciting, and neither really is Laybear. Let's take Drakehaven. Let's just go full meme for our first video here. Alright, again, we could take Miasmic Mummy. It's a discard outlet for Drakehaven. It's a 2-drop, but we've already got a couple Kenra Eternals that we could bring in. I think I'd just much rather have a Blazing Volley for the board, / main deck as another 1-drop for Imminent Doom, considering we didn't get a 4th one. Alrighty. We are splashing blue. I think I probably just want a Dune Beetle. Just another 4 toughness butt to put in front of some things. And a Desert Ceradon, I can't imagine putting in the deck. Same with Scarab Feast. They're all like incidental cyclers. Wow, blue is open. Yeah. So I guess the question is Drakehaven or not Drakehaven. And the people want to see Drakehaven, right? Gotta want to see Drakehaven. Do I want to put in Desert Ceradon because it's a... Oh, I should put in Desert Ceradon. 1, because it's a 6 for Imminent Doom. And 2, maybe I don't play this Imminent Doom. Maybe that's the cuteness I drop. Maybe I drop the Crash Through, drop the 2 Crash Throughs, and go and have Drakehaven as the more rewarding 1-drop for us, because we didn't quite get there. Oh, I'm gonna have to restart Magic Online because it now thinks I have 3 Crash Throughs, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't have 3 of them. I don't think. No, because now I have 46 cards. Well, that sucks. I'm gonna have to restart. But I guess I can build the deck, and then I'll see you guys for match 1. But I think what I'm going to do is not play the Crash Throughs and not play the Imminent Doom. And then just double down on like Moaning Wall and Scarab Feast and maybe Unburden as a cycler. This is like a number of 1-mana cyclers. I am now playing Manolith. Manolith and Amulet seem okay to me to run. And I think even though I think even with the 4 cycling deserts and wanting to run dunes, I probably should make a cut. Maybe the cut's Unburden. Cut seems like Unburden. Let's check out what the rest of the deck is doing. Moaning Wall I think is good enough. Just Stone Walls. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good deck. And then I would add some lands. Something like 1 island. Oh, we're pretty base black. I didn't quite actually realize that. That's actually, that even makes the crash through cuts even better, I think. Okay, so probably like, still like 10, 10-6. That's really 9-6 with Amulet Manolith. I think that seems pretty good to me. Yeah, it's gonna give me a little hemorrhage here, right? Yeah. All right, so I'll pop this off, and then we'll see y'all for match 1.